These are reflection prompts for Rebirth, a limited podcast series produced by Advaya in partnership with Stella McCartney Beauty. In episode 2, we explored transness as nature incarnate. In this discussion, we're offered a spirited illustration of how our surrender to transness is essentially surrender to our naturalness. Surrender as in release, return, and recollection of a self that exists far beyond the binary. The craft of life is alchemy, and giving ourselves the grace to return to this sort of spiritual workshop, this metaphorical cocoon, again and again, acts as an invitation into the intimacy of liminal space. It asks us to trust the unseen, the life force moving through our lives in this world, creating to destroy, destroying to create, endlessly and inevitably. There is beauty in this process in the sense that it is the basis of our very interconnection. All life forms are governed by this craft of alchemy and the abyss of unknowns. And as our human culture, values, and conflicts grow in complexity, contradiction, and consequence, we find ourselves immersed in increasingly murky waters. Yet, in this darkness, perhaps we are being urged to seek new ways of seeing. So this begs the question, is our true safety and success not found in momentary certainty, but in our ability to hold ourselves tenderly in the midst of these sweeping tides? Is it our challenge and responsibility to carve out a loving and trusting space within and radiate the deep peace found there? The questions we ask ourselves today, how we challenge our fears of evolution, and the nuance we discover and embody over time, may seed the origin of a fragrance of true liberation, one that could waft in the hearts of generations to come, inspiring new ways of living and relating to, or rather, recognizing ourselves as a part of, the natural world. Here are some prompts for further inquiry, using the modalities that speak to you. Change often feels like self-sacrifice, but when experienced with grace, honesty, and patience, those sacrificial waters initiate us into a beautiful ritual of self-rebirthing, shared with every part of nature. By lending ourselves to change, we are welcomed into a sacred process, and through that rite of passage, a wellspring of support becomes available to us as we witness our natural world change with unquestioning surrender. In the macro and micro, transness is our birthright, and perhaps the very origin of how we've come into being.